Everyone looks at your watch and it represents who you are, your values, and your personal style, NBA legend Kobe Bryant once said. Wristwatches have evolved into a necessary item and even a fashion statement for men and women ever since they were first made famous in the 16th century. With the help of many talented watchmakers, they have undergone significant changes in their appearance, functionality, and mechanisms. Today, we'll look at the top watch brands in the world right now, with one-off pieces costing anywhere from a few $1,000s to well over $1 million. Before moving on, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon for notifications so you're always on time. Let's start with Lange Sohne. Luxury watches are usually associated with Switzerland. However, there are exceptions to this rule. Lange Sohne was founded in 1845 and is based in Glashütte, Germany, close to Dresden. Making high-quality pocket watches has a long-standing tradition at Lange Sohne. They went bankrupt in 1948, but were revived in 1990, and the first wristwatches were released in 1994. The watches by Lange combined flawless mechanical mechanisms with gold or platinum casings. The peculiar style of Lange is frequently referred to as Teutonic because of its rigor. The least expensive timepieces start at $14,000 and can cost as much as $580,000 and more. Their most expensive watch is the $2,497,000 Grand Complication watch, which was unveiled at SIHH 2013. Next up is Patek Philippe. Since its founding in 1841 in Geneva, Patek Philippe has provided timepieces to Queen Victoria and is often regarded as the most illustrious watchmaker in the world. Their clocks typically range in price from $10,000 to $780,000 and include some of the most intricate movements. The Henry Graves Super Complication, sold in 1999 for $11 million and then again in 2014 for $24 million, is one of the priciest watches ever created by Patek Philippe. When looking at the most popular Patek Philippe, the Patek Philippe Nautilus and Aquanaut cannot be missed. Patek Philippe shook the watch world when they announced the Tiffany & Co. Nautilus reference 5711 with Tiffany blue dial last week. As the name suggests, this special edition features a bright blue dial and is limited to just 170 pieces, one for each year the Swiss watchmaker and American jeweler have worked together. A similar model was hammered down for $6.5 million at Philippe's 2021 New York watch auction. World-renowned rapper, music producer, and entrepreneur Jay-Z has managed to get one. We move on to a relatively new kid on the block, Roger Dubuis. Roger Dubuis has been at the forefront of contemporary haute horlogerie since 1995. Founded by Swiss watchmakers Carlos Diaz and Roger Dubuis, this Swiss watchmaker is far more inexperienced than its rivals, yet its exceptional craftsmanship is what makes it highly regarded. A Roger Dubuis watch could cost anywhere from $11,000 to $156,000. But some superb specimens go for much more. A good example is the Mille Double Flying Tourbillon, with a limited run of 88 pieces. This fascinating clock, which costs $263,000, is one of the most precise timepieces ever produced. Excalibur Quator, which weighs half as much as titanium, is another entry on the list of million-dollar watches. This incredible timepiece costs about $1,125,000 and contains an RD-101 movement that makes it highly accurate. The latest candidate in the luxury watch world, Richard Mille. Dominique Guentat and Richard Mille established the upscale Swiss watch manufacturer Richard Mille in 2001. It is headquartered in Les Berleaux, Switzerland. The company specializes in costly, luxurious watches. Retail pricing for the Richard Mille products ranges from $60,000 to $1,300,000 list price. At retail, a Richard Mille timepiece typically costs around $200,000. The price of a Richard Mille, which is influenced by complications, material, and limited edition collections. Richard Mille has many brand ambassadors. A selection of the many ambassadors are Ferrari from Maranello, Italy, with both Formula One drivers, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Another F1 team joined the Richard Mille family, which is the team from Woking in the UK, namely McLaren, which both of their drivers, Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo. If we look outside of Formula One, we obviously can't miss out on the world-famous tennis legend Rafael Nadal. Another established brand in the world of luxury watches is Audemars Piguet. Jules Louis Audemars and Edward Auguste Piguet, two friends who wanted to create sophisticated watch movements that would quickly rule the globe, created the Swiss luxury watch company Audemars Piguet in 1875. Currently one of the most well-known watch companies in the world, every part of their watches is still created using conventional methods. Their timepieces range from $8,000 to $250,000. What accounts for Audemars Piguet's high price? The quality of the timepieces themselves is the most crucial factor. The business, recognized as an innovator in its field, has continually pushed to raise the standard of the watches and ensure that they are among the most accurate on the planet. Another factor is the caliber of the materials. Regarding the components that go into each watch, there are no shortcuts taken throughout the production process. Their most famous and recognized models are the Royal Oak and their more robust Royal Oak Offshore. Many celebrities want to have a Royal Oak on their wrists. Everyone from Justin Bieber, John Mayer, and Travis Scott to Will Smith and Serena Williams has been sporting this decades-old watch. The rest of mortals can only dream about them and see this watch in commercials and on Instagram. The oldest watchmaker in the world that has been in production without interruption is up next, Vacheron Constantin. Along with Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet, Vacheron Constantin is one of the 3 best traditional watch brands and the oldest watchmaker with a continuous history. They created the first engine-turned dials and timepieces for Harry Truman, the Duke of Windsor, Pope Pius X1, and Napoleon Bonaparte. To have adequate room for all of their exhibitions, they produced a limited edition of 7 pieces called Tour de l'Or for their 250th anniversary. These watches cost $1,538,160 and included a second time zone, a perpetual calendar, and a sunset time indication, among other features that make them one of the most intricate watches ever created. The minimum price for purchasing a watch from Vacheron Constantin is $11,000. Before moving on to the world's famous watch brand, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon for more notifications, so you're always on time. Who doesn't want a watch with a crown? Up next is the world's most famous luxury watch brand, Rolex. Geneva, Switzerland-based Rolex SA is a Swiss watch designer and manufacturer that was first established in Britain. Hans Wilsdorf and Alfred Davis founded Wilsdorf and Davis in London in 1905. After World War I, the company moved its base of operations to Geneva because of the unfavorable economy in the United Kingdom. Hans Wilsdorf, the company's founder, invented the first waterproof wristwatch, the Oyster, which skyrocketed the Rolex brand and developed several iconic watches. Whether you travel to the highest mountains or the deepest reaches of the oceans, you will always see Rolex watches on the wrists of explorers, artists, athletes, and visionaries. A Rolex can be purchased at an authorized dealer for anywhere between $6,500 and a $75,000 list price. Due to the limited supply and high demand, there are many traders in the market to fill these gaps. They are also known as gray market watch traders. These traders help determine the market value of a Rolex. Buying a Rolex can be the most profitable and also safe investment. This brand is popular as a utensil, but it is also sought after as an object of prestige, and they are constantly expanding. This is also reflected in the value of the watches. There are many athletes who are ambassadors for Rolex. For example, recently retired professional tennis player and all-time legend Roger Federer is one of them. But also, Hollywood celebrities seem to love Rolex. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Mark Wahlberg, Will Smith, Jennifer Aniston, and Kevin Hart are some of these celebrities. The most extravagant luxury watchmaker on the list is Jacob & Co. Diamond designer Jacob Arabo established the privately held American jewelry and watch shop Jacob & Co. in 1989. Its corporate offices and main store are in Manhattan, New York City. The Jacob & Co. Billionaire watch has gained notoriety since its debut in 2015 as the watch that everyone desires and costs more than $18 million. The Billionaire, a one-of-a-kind item with only one in the globe, is encrusted with emerald-cut diamonds that total roughly 260 carats. The driving force for Jacob & Co. is creativity and uniqueness. The breadth of Jacob & Co.'s timepiece offering shows the brand's insatiable need to produce amazing pieces that the world has never seen before. In timepieces, this is exemplified by high complications like the Astronomia Collection, the Mystery Tourbillon, the Opera Godfather, and the Twin Turbo Furious. 2 recent collaborations that we should definitely not forget to mention are the car manufacturer Bugatti and with artist Alex Monopoly. Prices start at around $300,000 and go up to millions of dollars. Let's move on to Breguet. With a history dating back to 1775 in Paris, Breguet, another Swiss company, takes pride in being one of the oldest watchmakers still in operation. The firm relocated to Valais des Jours, Switzerland in 1976, and among their innovations are the Abraham Louis Breguet tourbillon and the first wristwatch ever created in 1810. Their clocks currently cost between $6,000 and $400,000, but they may charge considerably more for unique creations. The Breguet number 160 Grand Complication, popularly known as the Marie Antoinette, is a watch that Breguet even constructed for King Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette. It has every watch function that was available at the time and is housed in a gold case with sapphires within to reduce friction. Unfortunately, the Queen did not live to see the watch finished. It is now on display in Jerusalem-based L.A. Meyer Institute for Islamic Art. Last but not least, we have Jaeger Lecoultre. Swiss watchmaker Jaeger Lecoultre, established in 1833 by Antoine Lecoultre, has made numerous advancements that have transformed the timekeeping sector over the years. For instance, they developed the most complex wristwatch, the smallest caliber ever made, and the first keyless watch ever made, which relied on tiny push piece to switch a lever from one function to another. The prices of Jaeger Lecoultre's beautiful timepieces range from roughly $4,000 to well over $1 million for elaborate watches like the Hybris Mechanica, a Grand Sonnier, which goes for $1,474,070. This fantastic watch can play the complete Big Band chiming cycle and has at least 1,300 pieces. If you like videos about the richest people in luxury, Hautlaw is the place to be. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Would you like to continue watching? Make sure to click on the video on the screen for more about the world's richest and most luxurious items.